So this is the boat that belongs to a lady that we go to church with, and it had sat around her place for a long time, and the back part here rotted away. She's got a little motor, little 3.5 horse 2-stroke motor, Mercury, to go on this. So I washed it, cleaned it up. I'm gonna make this piece here today, and I'm also going to want to grease the wheel bearings. I might put some of that tire seal stuff in these tires so that they won't go flat. Looks like one over here might be low. Yeah, not flat, but it's low. So that's my job for today. This was plywood. I could make it out of another piece of plywood, but I've also got some oak. So I'm thinking in terms of possibly making that out of oak. And I had some oak flooring left over from when, well, let's see, from when I pulled that stuff out of Bud's basement. So I might be able to make a piece of this out of lead oak flooring. This is basically, we could call that 40 inches across. I was going to say 39, and that's 8 inches there. So if I had something 8 inches by, say, 40, that'd be good enough to make that piece with. There's also going to need to be a piece made here that's shaped like this, because the motor clamps over, and the clamps go against this on the inside and against this on the outside. So that's roughly about, what is that? That's roughly about 15 inches tall and at least 11 inches wide. So let's go see what we can find down in the wood piles. Now here's what I'm thinking about doing. This is a piece of pretty thin plywood. I've got several pieces of this oak flooring. They're not long enough to make the whole piece out of, but by cutting this piece it gives me a pretty good pattern. And what I can do, these are tongued and grooved oak. I could put the tongue and groove parts together, clamp them, and glue them all in one piece, and then cut around that plywood piece and have it also connected so that it helps stabilize these two pieces. Now that's one option. Another option, I've got a pretty nice piece of oak here. It's not big enough to go all the way, and if I use it, it's going to be a crooked piece. So I got a feeling what I just talked about is probably the best thing we're going to do. And then when I finish this, I'm going to coat all of this and all of that back there with I've got some Glove It, which is it's a sealer and a preservative. It's 2-part epoxy. If I had some 415 paint, that would work too. but I don't. So that's where we're at so far. I might also want to use some, now I've got some instant glue. What do you call that instant glue? It's 2 parts contact. I've got some contact cement over here. That also would do permanent bond on contact. That may be almost empty. And it also, I don't know how waterproof this is. I don't know how much I got in that. Find out, I reckon. Oh yeah, that's all dried up. Seemed like I had another can of this stuff somewhere. I do have another can of it right here. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's still liquid. So I could use this contact cement to stick the 2 pieces of oak together and clamp them, and then stick that plywood piece on the back with the contact cement too. That's one way to do it. Let me think about what I'm going to do next. Now I may decide, see, I've got these metal pieces that are set up to go on that, but I might decide not to use them, or not to make this so short. See, this is long enough to go down right to where this painted line is. But what I've got sitting there is actually about 1 inch longer. I don't think it would hurt it to be 1 inch longer, so rather than cut off that, I think I'll keep that. And this piece, I've got some metal pieces, and they were on it, I believe. Let's see if I can match these holes up. Okay, so this wood piece was right here. And that does, or it should, lend some additional support to the boat if I cut it off that length, although having this go on down would also do that. Maybe what it would make sense to do is to just cut the bigger piece first, sit it over here, and then think about it, and then make up my mind. This back is a little bit bowed, but that's only because the wood is what keeps this metal strong enough to run an outboard engine. So when that wood fails, when that what's the word I'm looking for? When that wood is gone, there's nothing to keep this piece of tin here from being strong enough to do what it needs to do there. Alrighty then. I'm gonna do some cutting, and then we'll think some more. What I think I'll do is just take these pieces here over there and cut them. I think what I might do is, I would say right now this needs to be trimmed down a little bit, but instead of doing that, I think the first thing I might do is glue this and let it harden up, and then bring it over here and start looking at how it needs to be trimmed, and then working it down with my belt sander back there. I believe that would give me, I want to get a good fit here, and there's a lot of, that other one is rounded off pretty good, but a lot of this goes back in behind this so that it, well, maybe I should work on that piece a little more, because it feels like a little bit could come off this side right over here. And it would be good if it did so. That looks pretty good right there. That looks a pretty good fit. So I would need to get it down and get it under here. And I might could do it, well, let's see, now that would involve putting it in pieces, but maybe. Yep, that'll be a good fit. I might have to bend a little metal back here, but I think that would be good. So I'm going to dress up the contact cement. And go get me some clamps, and I'll be back.